Marvin, we met at Scott Luna's event on October 3rd and 4th.
Right.
And then we talked about Zen. You were a little hesitant in the beginning. Can you tell me why?
Um, well, I mean, I didn't hear about the platform. I did use it in the past, in my Vineland office, and I didn't use it personally, but there was mixed feelings about it. But then you showed me how it worked, and in a couple of seconds, you showed me how much money we could save. So I was like, hey, what's the worst that can happen, right? We
That
don't
was
save
pretty
money.
quick.
Yeah,
That was
didn't
pretty
take much
quick.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how was the sign up process?
The sign up process is super quick, super efficient, easy, and even like signing up, with like, connecting with the other vendors and all that is pretty simple. It's actually nice too because it introduces you to vendors that you've never heard of in your life, like Great Lakes I never heard of, Frontier, to be honest, is something I've never heard of. So I mean, seeing those companies and being able to log in with those guys, it was pretty, again, you hear about Patterson and Henry Schein, not in a bad way, but those are the big dogs, right? So you think that's the only people that exist? No, I learned very quickly on Zen One that there's hundreds. It seems like hundreds of people that sell products and supplies.
Yeah. So altogether, the quote unquote onboarding time, how long was it for you guys to get started?
Onboarding, oh, pretty much right away. I mean, we did it. We set it up at Scott Loon, and I think I started using it maybe 2, 3 days later. We did maybe
Right.
a 20-minute video on how to use the portal, which was extremely, yeah, again, it was all pretty fast. I mean, within a couple of days, I was using Zen One.
Yeah. Do you mind showing your account and how much money have you saved?
No, no, not at all, not at all. Let me switch over here. I apologize. I'm
So
not the best at this
you have
stuff.
two locations, Vineland and Family Dental Care, and you connected both offices to Zen, and you can toggle between one and the other, whatever you need to do in each office.
Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, yeah, and I can, yeah, and the beauty is, like, I'm not sure. Can you see that?
Not yet.
Let's see. I'm sorry. I don't do this all the time. So,
This is
are you
perfect.
able to see that now?
Yep.
Eh, Perfect. Yeah. So within the two offices, I mean, so Vineland's a lot smaller. And so, the savings there don't seem as big, but for me, they're big. I mean, save, like I said, I mean, family care and just it's been a month. I think I've had you guys, I've already saved over $4,000, just being able to
Wow.
pick from different vendors, which is huge. I mean, this is an office that was spending, our budget this month was $8,000. This is an office that was spending upwards of $10,000 to $12,000 on supplies, and we've cut that down to 7,000 to 8,000, which is what the Scott Loon, his thing is 4%, right, which is the standard. We've actually last month I think we were actually under the 4%, and I wouldn't be surprised if this month we're under the 4% as well. And then with let me jump onto the Vineland office. Vineland, again, it's a smaller practice. We don't order as many things there. We also had an abundance of supplies in that office just to start with. So I haven't really placed any major orders. But even this office, I mean, we set a budget of $3,000 for this office. And I think we probably spent about 2.5% of that budget, actually had money left over. And we saved $249. So that's about what, maybe 10% savings of the
Right.
amount of money that we spent. So yeah, it's
Perfect.
definitely, it's a no-brainer. I mean, to me, $99 to save 4,000, $5,000. Again, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you don't sign up for this program, I don't know I don't know what to tell you at that point.
Right. What if people say specials and free goods? Like, do you care about that kind of stuff?
No, because the amount of money I save, I mean, a box of gloves is $14. I mean, I'm getting gloves for as cheap as $4 or $5 on here. Yeah, I'm not, again, if I'm saving $4,000, I'm not going to give you a hard time about, one box of gloves that I didn't get for free, or, or an etch that I didn't get for free. I mean, you're talking pennies at that point. I'm not too worried about that.
Right. And what
It's
about the
been
reps? Do you ever talk
the, re-
to sales
the
reps?
Not necessarily. No, I mean, I really don't get involved. Not after I got this. I mean, I don't have to call people. It's very easy for me to save money on here. Every once in a while, I may, but more for special occasions. I'll give you an example. Like, had a patient with Nobel who needed a ACS screw, an angled screw, and I think that's the last time I spoke to a rep. Aside from that, I really don't see any point in talking to anybody. I mean, they're not going to beat the prices that I find on Zen One, even if they wanted to. I mean, I don't think they can.
Got it. Last question, can you show an example of maybe like something you found last week or this week that blew your mind and just walk us through how you did it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go to to Barry. Sorry about that. Let's see. I have to look real good here. Actually, let me go to my orders. I mean, really, to be honest, I mean, all of it, man. Like there's so many things that I found on here that I'm able to like let's do the whitening kits, for example. Let me go search whitening. So I mean, like even this, the Holiday CP 35% carbamide. I mean, so I went through Zoom, I went, the Philips and all that stuff. And at 1829 for 4 syringes, Frontier has probably the best price or close to the best price on that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because I think they charge a shipping. But the beauty is, like, let's say, let me see if they charge shipping here. Shipping and free for orders above $60. Let's say I go to, and I'm sorry that I don't have one straight off the top of my head.
No, this is perfect. I kind of put you on the spot, so this is great.
Let me see. Yeah, so this is the feature that I love the most right here. Save with us, $80.62. They already have an order going, so that's amazing. I click that button, and in a couple seconds, you got the same brand, right? Everything, same brand, whatever. Click this green arrow, instantly saved $80.62. So that right there has paid for what? 80% of the $99 that I pay every month, right? Essentially. So
yeah,
that's how simple you guys make it. And that's a feature that I absolutely love, because I don't have to micromanage my orders anymore, like where before I would go through the list and look through it. Now I just tell my staff, hey, if you see that button there, just click it and click the green arrow. No questions asked. Just click the button.
Yeah.
And it's savings, man. Like literally instant savings.
Awesome. Marvin, thank you so much for showing us. Any like departing thoughts for people who are still thinking or debating about Zen?
So if you're a private practice, and I've come from a couple of private practices, the amount of time that you spend placing an order, like let's say you do a monthly, I'm a big fan of the weekly orders, but most people's standard is monthly, right? And if you're a private practice, you're probably not using Patterson and Henry Schein for every single order just because it's out of your budget, right? What you do is you go to Frontier, you go to Darby, you start going to all these places one by one. You're signing in, signing out.
Net 32.
It's very hard to keep track of those orders. This makes it, you cut the time, and maybe, I could probably place an order for the entire month in 10 minutes, where before it would take me 5 or 6 hours, literally 5 or 6 hours if I was doing it right, just to save, a couple $100, and because, you're not going to sit there and price match and look for everything. It's just physically impossible. Not impossible, but the time you spend. So you think about if you're paying an employee $20 an hour and they're spending 6-7 hours doing an order for you. Again, that within itself, just using this at $99 a month saves you literally an order in 10 minutes as opposed to 8 hours. To me, like I said, it's a no-brainer to get with Zen One, sign up with the distributors, and let Zen One take care of pretty much everything else in regards to finding the best prices, free shipping. Everything you can think of. You guys do it, It's an amazing product. The return I had for the first time ever with you guys, I had an issue with Frontier Dental sending me the etch. You guys, I got a personal text message from one of your people. Hey, we're going to correct it. We're going to have them reship it. And it was that easy, So, again, it's a great product, man. It really is. And I'm not just saying that, it is a great product. I've absolutely fell in love with Zen One.
Awesome. Marvin, thank you so much. That means a lot.
No problem. It's the truth.
Thank you.
If I was lying, it'd be different,
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.